Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. I will be guiding you on this journey. I just wanted to introduce the tarot deck that we're going to use today, and also the, I guess we can call it an oracle deck that we're going to use. I don't really have anything else to say other than, of course, thank you so much to those who are participating in the 333 readings. I am still offering those. The details of that is in the description. I think they're so cool. Like every single one that I have done, like the cards that have come out have just like so perfectly gone together. I don't know. It's awesome. But thank you so much to those of you who have participated in that. And I hope you're all, holding up okay. I know we have an eclipse this week on the 3rd, which is actually tomorrow, March 3rd. It's literally happening right on top of my 3rd house Virgo moon. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope these messages reach near and far, I mean, I always do, but maybe I have a little bit of an oomph from that. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, the tarot deck that we are going to use. Ooh, and this is actually the first little tarot bag that I got from, you would think that I would actually have it like pulled up. Okay, rude. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. I'll put it in the description though. The little tarot bags. They're so cute. I have like 3 of them so far. But anyway, we're going to be using Pastel Dreams for the tarot deck. And then I have Mudra's deck that we're going to be using for the Oracle. I don't know, I pulled one of these cards for me this last week, and it was like so perfect for, and I shuffled the same way that I always do until a card came out, and it was so perfect for what was like on my mind, and the hardest part is just remembering to do it, like a couple times. But there's, of course, the mudra on one side, and then on the other side is information about that. So I'll read that to you, and I'll also include a screenshot of it for a couple seconds in the video, just in case you want to also take a screenshot or dude, whatever. Okay, let's get into the readings. Great. So this is a reading for the 4/6 human design profile, the opportunist role model. If you don't know what your human design profile is, there is a link in the description for you to get your human design body graph, and your profile will be listed on there. So yeah, let's get your cards out for the 4/6s. We have Judgment, we have the 3 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. And let's get your mudra, which I've been reading at the end of the reading because it's kind of cool, like how perfect they seem to be. Hello? We only want one. Stomach mudra. Take a step back, no hassles. I love the dandelion here as well. And like I said, we'll read the back of it afterwards, but is it like this? I wonder if you're like pinching. It's always interesting when like the Judgment card is at the beginning of a reading, because sometimes I'm like, is it pertaining to, you know, a judgment on like these two other cards, or is this kind of like what is happening, you know, like because of the judgment? I mean, we'll just start talking about it and see where it goes. But the Judgment card is a card that's right before the World card. So it's that point in the Fool's journey, and we're all the fool in our own lives, right? But it's the point or the period, the place, whatever, like before the actual end of a cycle. But it's also, it's like where you reflect, like it, you know, it's like taking stock of the journey you have been on and what has happened, you know, like what have you gained? What have you lost? Who have you gained? You know, like who have you lost? You know, like what type of support system do you have around you? Who are you surrounding yourself with? And also like, you know, it's almost like do they help you achieve your goals? And it could also be that you want to be around people right now who are on the same path as you, or who have the same interest as you. Maybe they have the same goal in some sense, right? I mean, whatever it is. But it's like having that support system. It's having people around you who also, like, they understand, they get it, you know? The Judgment card also talks about transformation, in the sense that, you know, like I said, right? I mean, there is some, it's like taking everything, because then, you know, like I'll start thinking about like a judgment from like a court, right? It's taking all the evidence, materials, whatever, you know, that statements, whatever that was presented, and it's like ruling or handing down a judgment based on that, right? So once that judgment is, you know, like handed down, that's kind of it. I mean, you can appeal it, of course. I mean, like there's processes, you know, like whatever, but and I guess what I'm getting at with that is, you know, not only is this card about like transformation and about, you know, just kind of looking at where you are, where you've been, where you're going, you know, and making decisions. You know, it's recognizing that there is an end to something, whatever that is. It could be a behavior, a lifestyle, you know, a pattern. It could be relationships, you know, a job. I mean, literally whatever. And it's also something, because the Judgment card is Pluto. So, you know, this is something, it's like a long time coming anyway, right? Like, and maybe it's even, you know, just, who knew this is where it would have led, you know, like, and then, you know, the Three of Cups is about support from others, community, friendship, celebration, support. Did I say, I think I said support at some point. Everybody has their own cup. Everybody has their own Ace of Cups here. And again, you know, like it could just be people who are on the same page as you. It's, you know, connecting with people that share those interests with you, or who you feel good around. I mean, cups have to do with our emotions, how we're feeling, how we're expressing emotions as well. There could be, a change in how you are interacting or contributing. There's some other word that is just not dropping down. But like how you interact with groups of people, your friends, your family, I mean, of course you have that fourth line, right? Which is the opportunist line. And that's your network, acquaintances, friends, communities. There could even be some sort of like reestablishing, connections with people, making new ones. And the Knight of Pentacles here is about determination and commitment to a goal. It's the slowest moving knight in the whole tarot, but it's slow because in the 3D where we are, like it takes time to materialize manifestations, right? I mean, like it takes consistency and showing up and dedication and commitment. Discipline is in there as well. It's, having a goal and it's taking those practical steps to reach that goal. This could also even be like people celebrating your dedication, celebrating your commitment. I mean, maybe there are people who are jumping on the wagon with you as well. We have like the wagon over here in the Chariot. And there are 2 people in it. So that's interesting. You could also even be considering, because you have the 6th line with the role model. So you could also even be affecting the collective, affecting, a community. And it's almost like even with this Knight of Pentacles, like by being committed to something, by, like believing in it, showing up, being consistent, it's like you would be able to show what could change or what could be possible even, and people celebrate that in you. Interesting. Pentacles do have to do with our money, our time, our, physical presence, like where we are physically showing up in our lives, our health, materials, resources. So, the Knight of Pentacles would be anything having to do with that. And it's also even to anytime the Knight of Pentacles shows up, I always just kind of start like going on this tangent about how, like things take time. And it's not, attributing success or failure based on how long something takes. Because, when the Knight of Pentacles comes out, it's like it is going to be a longer process, or it's going to take even that much more dedication or discipline or commitment, consistency to it. So it's really just kind of like make your mind up and just stick with it. It's allowing yourself to like see it through too. We have the Chariot, the 8 of Swords, the Magician, or what did I say? The Chariot, the 8 of Swords, King of Cups, and then the Magician. Like I said, in the Chariot, there are 2 people here. This is about, divine guidance, moving forward. This is movement. So it's kind of funny that at the end of the reading, we have like the slower moving card. And then, I mean, just even look at the difference in the body language of the horses. Like this one is just kind of walking, kind of. It's not even really taking a step yet. For all we know, it's just standing there. In the Chariot card, there is movement. This judgment can happen quickly. That could have something to do with even just, like I said, divine guidance. clarity. It's like whatever this judgment card is for you, it gets things moving. That could, again, it could even just be like making that commitment, making your mind up. The Eight of Swords on top of the Three of Cups. That's kind of interesting because that almost feels like it's either like not wanting to be perceived or maybe there has been an experience in your life where you didn't have support, or you felt like you didn't have support, or people weren't cheering you on. This also could be too, like, not even using that as a gauge for success. Also, I mean, it's like one of those things too of like if you are doing it for other people, or if you're doing it for validation from other people, then of course you're going to be disappointed if you don't get it. Or if it's not given in a way that you want to receive it, type of thing. I don't really think that this is, I'm only saying that because, I mean, literally, like, we have the Three of Cups card, which is, again, it's support from others, it's celebration, it's network, it's community, it's, celebrating each other. And then we have the Eight of Swords, which is like a self-inflicted mind prison. And that's like, feeling trapped, or feeling like, there's no other option, or there's nowhere to go, or, this is the card that it's like you're literally one decision away from changing your mind. I also, I love the Eight of Swords because that there's a lot of information to be found in there. What are the stories that are coming up for you? Is there some sort of insecurity? Is there some sort of limiting belief that is coming up? Is there an experience that has happened in the past where you didn't feel supported by whoever, like your friends, your family, your job, your community? And it's like, kind of activating that within you again. This is also a bit of like feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It could also even be allowing yourself to receive flowers from people. Like it's welcoming compliments. It's it's being visible. It's allowing people to celebrate you, or to help you, or to like share their experience just as much as you are, right? It's like allowing yourself to remain open mentally, because swords, our thoughts, our mind, our beliefs, ego. I mean, look how wrapped up they are. Like literally like a mummy in a dress or something, like they're literally wrapped from head to toe. Look at the difference. This could be like how you are feeling internally while you are in this environment. But again, like there's a lot of information to be found in the Eight of Swords if you allow yourself to observe what is going on in your mind. The shame that comes up. Shame is a big one. And it manifests in many different ways, The King of Cups on top of the Knight of Pentacles. Kings are the highest expression of the suit. I also love that, on the slowest card in the deck, the card that is on top of that has a turtle on it. Slow and steady. Also, even, kings are the highest expression of the suit. Cups have to do with our emotions. This is about emotional maturity. It's about also too, like being in control, or, a discipline in your emotions. It's being able to check in with your emotions as well, to be sure that, your emotions and your actions, or your reasoning here is still in alignment, and it's making tweaks and changes as you go along, right? Or whoop, that doesn't feel good. I'm gonna just kind of it's like, in the movie Moana, when she's on her boat and she's following Maui's hook in the sky, right? And she has to like just kind of keep checking to make sure that she's heading in that direction. And not to, again, even with the king, right? I mean, it is an authority. It is, you know, somebody who affects other people, regardless of like where you are in your like, you know, sixth line process, you know. You don't have to be like off the roof yet, but still like people would look to you as, you know, maybe they trust your intuition. You know, maybe you provide a shoulder, or, you know, there's some sort of like emotional, like counseling, or, you know, just even, not even counseling, but like just kind of sharing your philosophy, you know, like what you're doing, why you're doing it, what the goal is. There's literally, I mean, there's nothing on here about like being thrown off track or anything. This is committing to it. And then the magician is, you know, I mean, you have everything that you need in order to manifest and do the thing that you want to do. It is, you know, creating something new, even. It's a new beginning. I love it. I love this. Let's read this Mudra. Take a step back, no hassles. If you want to take a picture of that, hopefully it's clear. Stomach, Mudra. Fortifies the stomach and calms the nerves. All kinds of strife and annoyance represent stress for the stomach. They cost energy and wear one down. If anger is unavoidable, let it flow by drumming on a wall with your fists and then practice the mudra. While you are keeping the mudra, breathe in slowly through your nose 10 times and breathe out loudly and forcefully through your mouth. After that, allow your breathing to become regular and more gentle. Imagine yourself wearing a captivating smile with which you calmly and coolly win over the world. Calmness and equanimity are witness to my inner strength. Beautiful. I also, like I said, like I love this dandelion thing, and I saw this comment on, I don't know, Threads or something. And this lady said that her daughter couldn't remember the name of a dandelion. So she was like, you know, the flower that turns into a bunch of wishes. Isn't that cute? The flower that turns into a bunch of wishes. The dandelion. I love that. Okay, I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.